What's up, guys, and welcome to an all-new episode of Unwrapped. I am Daria.
And I'm Toni.
And we are talking about a lot of good things today, including answering all your fan questions that you guys had submitted via Instagram. We're going to go through them all and make this episode about you guys today. So you guys put us in the hot seat a couple times with these questions, and I'm kind of nervous to answer some, but we're going to go through it and do it for you guys. Babe, are you ready?
Yeah, I'm excited, actually.
I read you a few, but then I stopped reading them to Toni, and I was like, you know, I'm just going to surprise her with some of these topics.
Cool.
Okay, the first topic is, how did your parents react when you came out to them?
Mm-hmm.
So before we answer this, guys, we went through both of our entire coming out stories on our Patreon account, so you can subscribe. The link is below in the description, and you can see a full episode of us telling our in-depth coming out stories. But we'll give you a little preview here.
Yeah. Well, actually, I almost feel like we didn't really talk about our parents that much when on those stories.
Yeah.
To begin with, it was more like our journey and
our actual,
yeah. So it was really funny because I had a girlfriend and it was about to be Christmas time and maybe we were together 3 months.
Okay.
And we do our family Christmas party, and I was chatting with my dad, and I was just like, I'm going to bring Gina to Christmas. Something like that. And I know I had mentioned her, but I think only that day it was the first time I spoke about it. And I was like, oh, I'm talking to this girl. Look, she's got really cool tattoos. And I sent him a picture and he goes, oh, that's great. I love tattoos. And I was like, yeah, I think I'm going to bring her to Christmas. And he's like, okay, cool. That was the extent of...
Did he know what you meant by, I'm going to bring this girl? Did he know you were with her? Or did you think he was a friend?
No.
He knew.
Yeah. And it was never even a conversation. But I feel like half my entire family on my dad's side is gay. Anyway,
true.
My dad's sister was married to a woman for at that point, 21 years or something.
That's true.
So I don't even think that it was, or we were also texting. So maybe he didn't know what to say. So he was just he's just supportive of everything. So
yeah.
And I think we also didn't have a relationship out of him being dad and me being the kid. So I feel like he just wouldn't
didn't have a relationship?
Yeah, not as people, just as there were so many things we wouldn't talk about. Yeah,
you had a very father-daughter relationship where it was you would just talk about more surface level stuff,
more facts. It
yeah,
wasn't conversation.
I feel that's how me and my dad too. I mean, yeah. I'm not gonna sit there and be oh my god,
I really like her.
Yeah.
Well, though you definitely did that about me.
Yeah, I did do that actually. I sent my dad.
Wait, we never talked about this. Oh my god, I want to hear.
So, I was very excited when we first started talking, and I talked to my parents on the phone once a day.
Yeah.
And me and my dad will just chat on the phone for hours at a time when I'm driving on the road or whatever. If I have a 3-hour drive late at night, he'll stay up and talk with me. He's the best. And I sent him a screenshot of one of your Instagram pictures.
Of course you did. Creepy.
No, not it wasn't a creepy one.
Now it's creepy.
It was a beautiful one. And I was like, I'm talking to this girl and I really like her. And he was like, oh, that's awesome. She's beautiful. And I was like, and she lives in the Northeast. And he got really excited that you lived in Jersey because I had not lived in Jersey for 12 years at this point. And I think in his mind, it was a feint of hope that maybe I would move back to the Northeast. And so that got him excited. But then I started telling him everything about you. I was like, she has kids and she does this and she does that. And he was all excited to meet you. When was the first time you met my dad?
On the boat.
Oh, we have to tell the boat story. That was the most ridiculous introduction. Was that the most ridiculous introduction to parents ever?
Yes.
Okay. To give a little backstory, my parents have been divorced since I was 2 years old. Okay. But they always remained friendly. They always got along. There was no animosity or hate there at all. It didn't work out. They were in love, but they couldn't figure it out and they couldn't get along. So they got a divorce. And so I told my dad I wanted him to meet Toni, and he had a speedboat. He's like, well, come.
It's not like a speedboat. It's the type of boat that you sit on the back and you're suction to you can't speak because the wind.
You know that ride on the Jersey boardwalk? I mean, every boardwalk I feel has that ride, amusement park.
The Gravitron,
where you're stuck to the wall.
That's it.
That's his boat. It is a very fast speedboat. So he's like, we'll bring her out on the boat. And I didn't even know, I hadn't been on his boat in years. And I lived in Florida. I didn't even know what boat he meant. And so I was like, yeah, that's a great idea. Let's have a boat day. So then I was telling my mom, and mom was like, I'll come. And I was like, okay, that's normal for us. I know it sounds weird, but my mom and dad get along. So she's like, I'll come too. I want to meet her. And so we drive up to the dock where my dad has his boat docked.
Mm-hmm.
And my dad, like, can't sit still. So he's moving a million miles a minute. He's throwing shit in the boat, getting the boat ready. He's like, oh, hi, nice to meet you, like, real quick. Mm-hmm. And then my mom gets there, and, you know, my mom's funny, and she's a hot mess, and she's, like, dropping stuff. Then I'm trying to be cool guy and, like, throw our stuff on the boat so I can get on the boat and, like, help Toni on the boat, right? Like, so chivalrous of me. And I chuck my phone on the boat, completely missed the boat, threw it right into the bay. So now we're here on a speedboat with my parents and Toni meeting for the first time. I have no phone. And I was in the middle of, like, work, like, you know, like, I always kind of have to have my phone on me for what I do for a living. And now I have no phone for this next, like, 4-hour boat day. And so we get on the boat, you kind of meet my parents casually, and then the boat takes off. Unbeknownst to us, we weren't going to be able to communicate anymore because this boat...
You can't talk.
You can't talk. You can't even hear yourself.
You can't even, like, turn to the side. Because, like, I have, like, fake lashes on. I'm like, they're going to fly away. I have a little cute bandana and sunglasses. You can't have any of it. It's just, like, a mess everywhere. There's no speaking at all.
So now we're on this boat with my parents. Toni just met, but she can't talk to any of them besides to be like, what was that? My dad's like, you know, where are you from? And Toni's like, Long Island. Eyelashes fluttering in the wind. But wait, tell the story about my mom she kept trying to get up and going under the cabin.
Anything she did, it was just hysterical. And what made it even funnier is, like, every time she would, like, fall, because we're, like, in the open ocean with, like, big waves, and it's like what was it? Maybe like a 20-foot cigarette boat it was. Right? Yeah. So there's, like, a little cabin. And she's, like, trying to walk to it, so it's, like, big waves and so fast. Oh, geez. So fast like that. And she's just, like, falling down, and your dad just, like, laughing at her. He's like, I don't have to deal with that anymore.
And Toni thought
she's,
it was
like,
so
trying
funny.
to, like, light a cigarette on the back of it, but, like, you cannot.
Yeah.
It was comical, but we couldn't speak yet. At all. So then we docked the boat at my dad's friend's beach house down in Margate or Ventnor, and we get off, and it was like we're at a house party.
Now we're
so confused.
We didn't plan any of this. I didn't warn Toni because I didn't even know. But, like, this is, like, normal for me and my dad. Like, it's his best friend forever, Georgie, and he has a beach house right there. And so we just docked, and they were having a huge house party, which they do. And so Toni's now meeting, like,
everybody,
family friends that I've known since I was in diapers, and, like, my mom is now seeing these people that she was friends with back when she was married to my dad, but hasn't seen them since. My dad got them in the divorce.
Taco.
But, like, everything's still copacetic. But, like, I'm walking Toni into this scene, and I'm like, oh, and by the way, we're gonna borrow Georgie's car to go to the nearest Verizon to get me a new cell phone because I can't go the whole day without my phone. So now we're in a random Verizon store down the Jersey Shore with me, my dad, and Toni getting me a new phone. What a weird first impression, huh?
And we go back to the house, and then we were like, it's too cold now. It's like 7 p.m. It's freezing.
We didn't want to ride back on the boat.
Yeah, so your dad's like, all right, take Georgie's car and go drive back to my house. I'll meet you there.
So we took Georgie's car back to my dad's house.
No, to the dock, actually.
Well, the same town, like same area.
Yeah.
Back to South Jersey.
To get in our car and
drive home. And my dad's friend drove the boat back.
Yeah.
Gary drove the boat back. And so then I was like, I looked at Toni when we got in the car, like, we're just first started dating. And I'm like, how did you think it was, like, meeting my parents for the first time? She's like,
I didn't even speak to them.
I don't think I met them. It was the weirdest experience ever. Really funny, though. So that was my first introduction of you to my parents. But my coming out to my parents was really funny because me and my mom were always, like, very, very close, like, in sync. And I was dating a girl at the time. I was 18 years old. And I was filming a movie. I was producing an independent film down in South Jersey. She was in the film with me. We were dating in the film and started dating in real life. And my dad was, again, down the Jersey Shore at a bar by the beach with his girlfriend. And he's like, when you're done filming today, come on down, like, hang out. And I was like, all right. So I bring the girl with me. And we walk up to him and his girlfriend. And they're, like, standing at the bar. And I say something like, what do you want to drink? She'll have and I just, like, ordered drinks for me and the girl. And my dad looks at his girlfriend and goes, I told you. And in that moment, I knew exactly what they were, like, inferring about. And it was like, he knew that that girl was more than just my friend, which I had not told him up until that point because I was not out to my parents. And so that was my dad's way of finding out. And like, we never spoke about it. Nothing. It was just like, oh, it's my girlfriend. Then I started bringing her around as my girlfriend, and it just was what it was. He never asked any questions. Like, that's just, it was what it was. My mom, I had been bringing the girl around her house, not saying it was my girlfriend. And one night we were all friends. Like, she became friends with the girl. Like, she knew the girl as like Daria's friend. And then one night we're out to dinner at a restaurant, and it was my mom, my stepdad, me, and the girl. And my mom said something, and I just looked at my mom because I thought she knew, right? Like, I thought she had figured it out like my dad did, or I thought her and my dad talked and like my dad had told her, but like none of that happened. Oh no, I lied. My dad did tell her, and my mom denied it and was like, no, she's not gay. She's not with that girl. It's her friend. Because my mom was so convinced that I would have told her immediately because we told each other everything. So my mom was in denial. So she said something at dinner, and I was like, right in front of everyone, like no shame in my game. I was like, Mom, you know it's my girlfriend, right? And my mom's face, babe, was literally like, what? Like, she was, and I know my mom so well, like she was so weirded out that I didn't like tell her prior to this. So she was like really taken off guard, and she was low key like annoyed that my dad figured it out and she didn't, because you know how she is. So then we go home from the restaurant, not another word said about it. And then me and my girlfriend are like hanging out in our house, and my mom's like up in her room, and I'm like, I'll be right back. I gotta go like confront my mom. So I go in her room, and I'm like, Mom, why'd you act so weird? Like, it's my girlfriend. Because my mom's not like that. Like, she's like the least judgmental person ever. Like, I knew she didn't care that I was gay. She just was weirded out. She didn't know. And she was like, I need a minute. I don't know. And so we had like this awkward conversation, and then she got over it, and we never spoke about that again. Yeah. It was just like nothing. But I do remember a very significant conversation I had with my mom when I was in high school, when I was attempting to date boys. And I was trying to tell her, because I knew back then, like I knew I was into women. I knew I liked girls, and I tried to like, I wanted my mom or someone to like say it for me. So I wouldn't have to be like, I'm gay. I wanted her to be like, are you gay? And then I'd be like, no. But like, I wanted someone to say it. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, Mom, it's so weird. Like, every guy I like hang out with and like kiss, like I don't like it. Like, I'm not into it. But she was always like, you just haven't found the right one yet. Like, you're so young. Like, you just haven't found the right one. And I was like, obviously there's truth to that when you're young, like, but I knew it wasn't that. And I wanted her so badly to like guess it. But no. But that's my coming out to my parents.
That's so funny.
So I feel like we can say we're both very blessed that we were born into families that
it was like nothing.
It was like nothing. Because, obviously over the years we've heard horror stories of people getting kicked out of their house or like abolished from their families. And that's super unfortunate, because I can genuinely say I'm very, very lucky. I did have a family member, I won't out them, maybe in my tell-all book one day, but I did have a family member that said that my grandfather would be rolling over in his grave right now if he saw me, which I was like, oh, that's interesting. And I don't think it's true.
I don't think it's true either.
I've told you stories.
So I only like feel so strong like that's not true, because you could say the same thing about my grandparents, but my aunt was gay, and like her wife was like one of the most predominant people in our family for 20 years with my grandparents.
Right.
So.
Yeah. And that's how I feel about my grandparents. They weren't alive to see me date women, but I know my mom and papa, my mom's parents, who I was very, very close with, I don't think it would have fazed them. Yeah. I think prior to me being gay, yes, they were naturally more narrow-minded just because of the way
you also like up. You're not around it, you don't understand. I think it's more like when people don't understand it, that
it like scares them. Yeah. But I think they would have been okay. So I think that's a lie. Family member that I'm not going to name.
Actually, we talked about ayahuasca on here a few weeks ago, but one of my who's become like one of my really good friends that I met on my ayahuasca trip, he was literally there because when he came out to his parents that he was gay, he's from a Muslim family from Turkey, I think.
Okay.
And they legit disowned him when he was like 16, and he had to get out of the house and never go back.
Shut up. And okay, so he's older now, obviously.
Yeah, he's our age. He's in his 30s. Yeah.
He went to ayahuasca to heal some of that, like.
Yeah, it's like the bad trauma in his life is his dad, like his relationship with his
couldn't even imagine, like, and having my stepkids, our kids now, like, I couldn't imagine a thing that they could say to us that would make me kick my child out of the house and disown them. No. Like, not a thing.
Nothing.
I'm not even talking gay. I'm just talking, like, in general.
Anything.
Like,
yeah.
Like, what could your kid do as a child, like a 16-year-old, you said, that you would ever...
No.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's hard to fathom. But different people. All right. Another question, another fan question we got from Ciro Quez. Has Toni ever considered getting in the ring?
Mm-hmm.
Tell the truth. Because I saw some DMs when we first started dating. I'm going to call you out right now.
I would never be a wrestler. Okay. It is too much of a...
Aggressive?
Yeah. Like, I don't want to get hit. Even if it's scripted, you're, like, really hitting each other. And, like, I don't have anything... I don't want anything to do with that. Even you, like, say, you're like, oh, you don't have no idea what it feels like when you start hitting the ropes. Like, it's so painful. Like, you're inflicting that pain on yourself. Like, absolutely not. I also think when we first met, I didn't understand how...
physical it was.
Yeah, like aggressive. But do I like the idea of like performing in front of people? Yeah. Do I think it would be really funny if we could play off the fact that people think that we're twins? I think that could have been like a funny moment.
I was telling Toni about twin magic. Wrestling fans out there, you know, Nikki and Brie Bella used to like switch places and do twin magic. I was like, me and Toni could probably pull that off. If you guys...
I just think it would be funny for a second.
Yeah.
Not a real thing. Yeah. But for like...
Well, I feel,
a surprise moment. I think it could be really funny.
What I always told Toni was I feel like how Maurice was or has been with Miz the last like 8 years, 10 years. I feel like Toni could be with me.
What is that? Like a manager?
She'll like, you know, she'll occasionally like slap someone or show up to like talk shit and have her man's back. Like,
so the reason why
but she was a wrestler. Yeah. So.
But the reason I feel like that almost doesn't work with us is because you're too much of a strong, like you like hold your own stuff. You don't need somebody escorting you out. Like,
right. But I mean, that's only one way to do it. Like, obviously their dynamic wouldn't be our dynamic. You could be like, you know,
I feel like it could be a really funny moment if I did your entrance and everyone thinks it's me. Maybe I have a hood up and like they'll know it's you, but like we're masking features. So I really look like you. Do the whole entrance, get in the ring with someone, and as they're like staring at me about to fight, you're like under the...
I slide in from behind.
Yeah, like something like that.
Oh my God, that would actually be really great. Like if it's like the debut of Daria and my music hits, the entrance comes up, you walk out, hood up, you know, you kind of never make eye contact with the crowd. They of course, they're going to assume it's me. And then whoever the opponent in the ring is,
like something like that, like just for like like you're like the master manipulator and you just like, I'm just there to like help you with the manipulation. Yeah. Like doing it, not coming up with it, nothing. Just like.
I kind of like that idea. I want you to tell us in the comment section your ideas for incorporating Toni in the wrestling world if I decide to wrestle at another company.
But keep in mind, I'm not a wrestler and I don't know how to do anything. And I am actually too old in my life to be put through any sort of training to need to become a wrestler.
Got it.
Okay.
No physical.
We're not doing anything.
I think they get it, babe.
I don't even want to slap someone else because I don't want my hand to hurt. That's where I'm at. Yeah.
Are you kidding?
Like maybe if it was like a kendo stick, like I would hit them with a kendo stick.
Imagine.
Or like a chair or something.
Just knowing.
But I'm so stiff. Picture me throwing a golf club, like swinging a golf club. Now picture me hitting someone with a chair. It would be like the most like robotic.
Yeah.
Like it's not in the cards for me.
I understand. I do understand. I get it, but I'm laughing because you said like maybe I'll like just hit someone with a kendo stick. And the humor behind that is like in wrestling, like if you like dish it out, like eventually they have to get their comeuppance on you, but I guess they would get their comeuppance on me.
I love this.
So Tony's like, kendo stick.
But you're like the stunt double.
Yeah. What the hell? I get the shit under the stick.
Literally.
The next week I'm getting like freaking put through tables and chairs to get the retribution from whatever you did to someone That's actually really funny. Okay. They're going to let us know in the comment section, and they're a lot more creative than we are. So I think they're going to come up with some good stuff. Okay. This next question I want to get to is, are you planning on having kids together? Toni didn't know I was going to ask this question.
You answer first. My answer very, very much goes off of what you say.
So this is a pretty common topic in our house.
We talk about it at least once a week.
Yeah.
Realistically,
we do talk about it a lot because it's one of those things where it's like, we both want that to an extent, but the decision really is based off of how we're feeling in the current mood we're in, because we love our life. I love my stepkids. Toni loves her kids. Like, we love our little family dynamic, and it's amazing. And so it's like a 50-50 split all the time. Every time we talk about it, it's like
we've never once come to a
firm conclusion. And I don't want to, I don't ever do anything half-assed, and I don't want to do anything like prematurely. Like, we are still young enough. And Toni's
you, not me.
Toni's like, clock is ticking. That's what she tells me. But yeah, I don't know right at this moment. It's really a non-answer answer.
But I will say this. That Friday night, you got the phone call from WWE that they were not renewing your contract.
Oh, yeah.
That morning, we were driving down to Washington, D.C.
This is crazy.
And we were talking about it in the car. And the conversation very much was me saying, I am not having kids after I turn 35, which is in like 6 months. So I was like, listen, and I've been saying that since day one, but I'm not like sold on that either. But that was like kind of the idea I had in my head. So we were having that conversation. I was like, listen, you have like 6 months to decide yes or no on this situation. And then like the shop is closed. And you said, well, I'm not having a baby that I can't be home to raise. And with my work schedule, I'm never home. So
bam, 2 weeks later.
No, that night.
Oh, was that?
You got that phone call because we were driving into Washington, D.C.
Right.
And then you got that phone call that night.
Oh my God.
So it's almost like our signs saying certain things, but then it's like, all right, so now that one area is fulfilled. Like, all right, now you're not traveling as much. But now the other side is, wait, but now you've got so much freedom now to explore so many other things you always wanted to do. And
I know. It's a catch-22 right now. I don't think there's any wrong decision. I think if we did it, we would be so happy. And I think if we didn't, we would be happy as well. So we don't feel super strongly on it in this moment, but we're both firm believers and like everything happens for a reason, as it should. So like we have a little bit of time and things will work itself out how they should. I'm going to leave that there. Okay, I'm going on to the next question because I'm sweating. Okay, final fan question, and then we're doing a lightning round at the end where Toni has to eat the sour candy, and I'm gonna read out loud some of the crazier, more inappropriate fan questions that you asked, and she'll answer it with the sour candy in her mouth. But this is the last real question. Any thoughts on doing a reality show in your daily lives? So,
I don't think that it would. My first initial thing would be like, oh, that would be fun, and then my second thing is, I don't know that it's reality TV worthy. Because it's so much based off of like drama and like there's like none of that in our life.
Right. So I've been on 2 reality TV shows and I very much understand how they work. We watch a lot of reality TV as well. Like, I understand the program, guys. I get it. I know it sells. It's drama. It's big moments. It's, it's all the stuff. It's all the juicy dirt. And we have a very healthy relationship and a very healthy home life, and reality shows are toxic. They can be toxic. And so I don't.
Oh, Mrs. Reality Show. I've never watched it, but
he kept his is very different. His is an example of a reality show that is not based on drama, not gossip. It's very funny, comedic, lighthearted, silly.
Does it do good?
I don't know. I'm sure. I don't know.
Well, I guess it's been around for a while.
It's been around a couple seasons. Yeah, I think it does well. I think if we were to do a reality show, I wouldn't want like your generic like
follow us around daily
docu-follow,
right?
Well, like drama, like Housewives or anything like that. I
would rather be on Housewives, I think.
No. Do you know how toxic?
I know, but you know what? None of them are our friends. So it literally is playing a role. And it's like we're the lesbian, hot, young couple coming in and infiltrating their little, like, I would look at that more like portraying a role. It's not like our real life. Do you know what I mean?
It's supposed to be, and it gets really... I've listened to a lot of the Housewives podcasts and interviews, and I've been watching it since I was like 12 with my mom. Very toxic environment. I don't think you'd want anything to do with that. You get pulled into it whether you like it or not. They're all, going to different news outlets and talking shit on each other and leaking their personal information. Like, they get savage, and I love watching it, but I don't think I'd want our family a part of it. But what I was gonna say is the type of reality show I would like to do with you is like, if we did one based on like our real estate ventures and flipping houses and the property management we do and our renovations of our buildings, like that would intrigue me. Or like a food based one, like a fun one, like I want to watch like diners, drive-ins and dives. Like I would want to do that. Like,
what was the Total Bellas one like? I didn't watch it, but was that more like Housewives where like they're fighting in drama? Or?
So it is drama and stuff, but they did a good job of keeping it like PG-13. Like, it wasn't like...
Is that why it got canceled?
I don't know. Did it get canceled?
I don't think it's on anymore. I don't know if it got... I don't know, but it's not on anymore. So I'm just saying, like...
Well, no, because that was in the wheelhouse of like Total Divas. Like, Total Divas got drama-y, but it wasn't as cutthroat as Housewives. Like, there's levels to it. You don't watch a lot of those kind of
reality shows. I don't.
You watch like Love Island and Temptation.
Yeah.
Whatever. Those reality shows with like, the multiple member cast and you follow everyone's lives and the drama. Like, when you look at like the crazy ones, it's like the Real Housewives. Like, they go Vanderpump Rules.
I never watched that one either. I never watched Real Housewives either.
So those ones get like, they get nasty. They get like deep. Whereas like Total Divas and Total Bellas, like, we still kept it like friendly-ish. There would be banter. There would be, little drama, bickering, but like it wasn't like as crazy as.
Gotcha.
And to your point, like I think the successful ones are the ones that are train wrecks. So I don't know. It's a trade-off, I think, for your sanity to an extent. Obviously, there's good that comes with it. You see a lot of them thriving and able to make careers in different avenues because of it. But I don't think it would be my first choice. So
I have one reality show I really want to be on. And I have, before I knew Daria, this was literally like, I think 11, 10, and 9 years ago, 3 years in a row, I sent in self-tape fan challenge, like auditions to be on it. I never got a phone call, obviously.
I hate this idea.
But I really have always wanted to be on Naked and Afraid. I like really, really want to be on it. And I think it's the mental challenge for me. Like, I want to put myself in that situation to
I know
go
it's the mental for you, and we've talked about this. First of all, I hate it. I hate the concept. I think it's gross and weird. Why the nudity? Like, it's unnecessary. And it's more bizarre if a lot of you don't know Toni that well, but she is the most like bashful person when it comes to like when you really know her. Like, you being on an island with a bunch of naked strangers, like, you would hate that.
I think that they should do a couples episode and it should be me and you together. That would break the headlines for Naked and Afraid. So Naked and Afraid is 21 days, but the fan challenge is only 14. And they put you in an easier location. So somewhere where you're very easily going to have water, food, not so many bugs. Like, a hard location would be like a swamp.
Can I give my testimony here to the people? I would rather chew off my left baby toe.
That is not true.
Than be on Naked. It is 100% true. I have no desire. I do not want to go in the woods with scorpions and bugs and freaking tigers trying to eat me while we sleep and try to figure out a way. No, I am I'm a grateful and a blessed woman of the 21st century. I live in a life of plentifulness, and I am very well aware that we are very, very blessed. But I don't need.
So if I got a call and Naked and Afraid called me and they were like, listen, we heard your podcast episode and we would love to have you on for a fan challenge, would you let me do it? I've never asked her this before, but I'm manifesting right now.
If your partner was a female, Yes. I can't, babe. I can't, like, these people, like, no.
Babe, they've interviewed people before that were on the show, like, right after they come back or whatever, and they're like, they literally, one of, like, the top questions I think that they ask them is, like, was there, like, sexual chemistry? And they're like, you're so hungry and disgusting. That's not
what I'm worried about. Like, I'm not worried you're going to have chemistry with one of these Neanderthals that you're in the woods with. It's, okay, let me just put it to you this way. We just started watching Temptation Island, and a train wreck of a show, but very interesting and very fun to watch.
I don't know why we're watching.
I don't know why we're watching it. But there was a lesson that any viewer that watched that show learned very quickly. And it's the difference between men and women.
Yeah.
There is a difference.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to say it on here, but go watch this season and you will see the clear, distinct difference. Okay? That difference is the reason why you can have a female partner that, yes, I believe would wholeheartedly be there for the challenge and would be thinking about the food and shelter. Yeah. But, you know, psychologically, chemically, men are different. Mm-hmm. And that's all I'm saying. My wife is very beautiful.
All right. So I'm going to let them know somehow. I'm going to make a phone call to someone.
Tell the people, are they ever paired with woman and woman, men with men? Like, how does that work? Or is it always man and woman?
I think that they bend the rules according to whatever fits. That would work good. I think that if I wanted to be on it and I said I had to be on it with another girl, they would make that happen. Sure.
Okay. Right, yeah.
Why not?
You can go climb trees. But also, like, I don't want you getting, like, bitten by a poisonous snake and dying in the forest.
No one's ever died on Naked and Afraid.
Yes.
The
producer guy lost an arm.
No one's died, and the only person that got bit by a snake was the producer on the very first episode ever when they were scouting out the location of where they were going to pick it to be.
And he lost a body part.
I think it bit his foot, and then he had to get his foot amputated. But nobody else.
But, like, you're playing with you cannot.
You get in a car and drive every single day. There's more likelihood of you dying in a car crash or getting in a terrible car crash with lasting issues than you are of getting bitten by a venomous snake and having to have your foot
amputated. My wife
amputated.
wants to go on Naked and Afraid. I suppose I'm okay with it.
Daria, let's go.
Anyway, all right. We'll wrap that up there. I think I've had enough anxiety-filled questions answered today. We are going to go to the Sour Challenge, the favorite part of Unwrapped, the Sour Candy Challenge. And my wife is the victim today.
Man, it's going to be extra terrible because my allergies are, like, kicking my butt. And
You're going to be drooling, I think. Get the sour candies. Also, guys, shout out. I will be, I just did my first signing and meet and greet. 2 weeks ago now in New York. Yep. And my next one is coming up. It is WrestleCon in Las Vegas, April 18th and the 19th. I'll be there both days doing autographs, doing signings. I will put the link below in the YouTube description. You can also find it on my Instagram. Yeah, so if you want to come meet me, that is your opportunity. April 18th and 19th in Las Vegas, WrestleMania week, I believe. Babe, are you ready? Oh, you're doing the ball.
That's what you just said.
Yeah, they're the most sour, so I think you should do it. Dun, 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 dun.
Ariel, are you ready?
Ready? Set, go. Okay, who's your favorite current WWE friend of Daria's?
Jonah.
Liv Morgan, okay. Are you ticklish?
Depends on the mood I'm in.
This is fan questions, by the way, guys. Who would win in a pillow fight, me or you?
You.
Would you rather wrestle for 1 year or take one MMA fight?
Wrestle for 1 year.
Yeah, okay. If you could be any animal, what would it be and why?
Panther.
Why?
I don't know, because you're cool. Like a black one.
Black Panthers are my favorite too. You look like a Black Panther. 7-Up or Sprite?
I should have said a Doberman.
You do love Dobermans.
Neither.
Neither? But like you had to pick. There's a clear winner.
I don't even know.
There's a clear winner.
I don't know.
No one touches 7-Up.
Okay,
for sure,
right.
Sprite. If Daria had to for an acting role, could she kiss someone?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, my trusting wife. Boobs or butt?
Butt.
All right, babe. Congratulations. You made it through another round of Sour Candy Challenge, and you gave the people what they wanted. All the truth. Oh, how are you doing over there? Is it sweet yet?
Get in there.
Well, you're Shayna Baszler tough. That's what we call it on here. We call it Shayna Baszler tough if you can get to the sweet of the sour ball, because I cannot, and Shayna did the first time. It's disgusting. They really taste terrible. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining us on another episode of Unwrapped. We love you guys and appreciate you guys. If you want to subscribe here so you get notifications every time we drop a new episode, like and comment, let us know what you think and what you want to see more of. And also, if you want extra bonus episodes and Wrestling Stories Edition episodes, they are dropping every single week on our exclusive Patreon account. The link is below. We'd love to see you guys there supporting us. We'll see you next time. I'm Daria.
And I'm Toni. Bye, guys.
Bye.